I don't think you can get better chess than this one we are about to be seeing together, my friends. So I managed to got home from that chess club where I was today, and I got myself a nice cafetiere here, and now just double checking if we got stuff in order about our multicast. I definitely want to see. I definitely want to see Magnus and Duda and Vincent Keimer and Dennis playing. That is going to be very exciting indeed. Right. Um, Hope things are okay here. Hope the sound is fine. One, two, test, test. Yeah, if I get closer, probably you can hear it louder. Or maybe if I just put the output louder, the output just a bit mic input 1 1 1 1. Yeah, I think that should be fine, right? Okay. So you tell me, guys, who you're rooting for. Now they were supposed to be starting to have started already. So they were supposed to be playing now. Let me check the schedule again, by the way. So yeah, 6:30. 6:30. Wait a second. Greenwich Mean Time. Yeah, so 6:30. So should be just right now happening, right? Uh, Hold on a second. GMT +1. That means 7:30 or something. Uh, GMT +1. Anyways, we can do one or two puzzles until actually they do play. Yeah. Okay, so probably they should be starting any minute now. Okay, let's just do a quick puzzle until they actually decide to start the games. Hello, Simpson. Once again, good to see you, my friend. So now we're going to see Magnus playing, Denis Lazovic, and Krzysztof Duda playing Vincent Keimer. I think quite some strong games. How's this sound, Simpson? Is the sound okay at your end? So, got myself 3 large cups of coffee next to me now, freshly brewed. That should keep me going. Um, all right. Ooh, let me fix this chat thing. Let me fix the chat a bit. Loud and clear. Thank you. That's exactly what I want to hear, that the sound is loud and clear. And we've got a rhyme as well. That's just, yeah, I think it's fine. I think we are good to roll now, guys. Cool stuff. Okay. So, before Magnus Carlsen decides and the rest of the gang decides to join and start the games. Hello, David. Let's try to figure out a quick puzzle here, my friends. By the looks of it, I can notice a double attack on the rook, but also the queen is being hit by the bishop. So now the natural question would be if we should be removing the bishop on f6 with tempo check from the white knight. So there will be knight takes f6 check. And if queen takes, I could take and then proceed with rook takes b8. Nevertheless, knight takes f6 is a check and with tempo. Therefore, that should be allowing us to operate rook b8 exchanges, and probably we're coming up with more material than our opponent. So if you guys agree, and if I haven't missed anything, I'll just proceed with knight captures f6, which seems to be the case indeed. Now queen takes f6 with some tempo. I mean, you take the queen, they have to react by taking the queen back. All right, thank you. Have a nice day. We'll be discussing in a sec. That was Lily, always giving hugs and unexpected surprises. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
So rook takes check, and that's the puzzle, my friends. Okay, let's see Champion Chess Tour if Mr. Carlsen and the others did something. All rounds, winners brackets. No, winners bracket semifinals. Winners bracket semifinals. Nope, nothing happens here. I can't see anyone. I mean, they didn't move nothing. Not just yet. Okay. Alright, so that means time for another quick puzzle here. Well, quick more or less. It doesn't have to be that quick. It doesn't have to be that fast. So let's go with another one then. So the previous puzzle was fairly doable. Not a big surprise. Let's focus on this one here. Let me see, what am I missing, or if I'm missing anything. So knight takes here. If the pawn takes, so upon knight taking, which takes the queen of tempo, therefore the knight has to be taken. If the pawn takes, I guess we just take the piece, and thank you very much. If the pawn takes here, well, we'll have to debate a bit more. So the question would be if I really have to take here, or maybe I need to take on g6. No, that doesn't look okay, does it? It could be though knight taking here, but then what if the pawn takes though? So what do you think if actually pawn takes? So knight takes on f5, e takes f5. And then what? What's the thing? Could it be... it's not very clear. Not very clear. Could it be queen here though? No, that's a check, right? It's just not okay. This guy has to disappear. Could it be bishop take? Ah, bishop takes. Bishop takes, I wonder. I really wonder. Bishop takes. And if pawn takes, knight takes. Well, if the knight takes, what's the stuff? The knight's being defended by this guy anyway. So it's got to be maybe a different way to be dealing with this, I wonder. What do you think, David? Should we proceed with knight takes f5? What do you think? What do you think, my friends, about knight takes f5? I wonder. Still debating. Still debating. Probably it's a tactic somewhere here. I need to consider some other lines. You know, maybe this is not quite the most forcing one for our opponent. Okay. So, what do we do? The question is, what do we do? And I'm relatively happy with Streamlabs. Relatively happy. Lately, I used to have big issues with the OBS just simply crashing during the live stream, which was very unpleasant for me. And I'm guessing for my friends as well. I think no one was very happy about this. And I apologize for this, but sometimes things are completely off my hand in terms of the interface and OBS and things. So, okay, for the time being, looks like Streamlabs is doing a bit better. Right. So, in the current scenario, bang, boom. Or do you think maybe this? That's just awful. Check and you take. I'm not sure though. Takes, checks, blocks. Bishop takes. Ooh. David, did you see that? Knight g6. Actually, you're actually threatening checkmate on h8, right? So knight takes on g6. Pawn takes. Queen takes, check. Knight's gonna block. Well, they better block. And bishop takes g6. Yeah, but it's not checkmate because the knight defends against the checkmate. So what the heck am I doing? Knight g6, this guy takes, checks, knight blocks. Bishop takes, well... No, what am I talking about? This guy takes, this guy takes, this guy takes, this guy takes. What am I talking about? No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work, does it? This? No. Okay, what is it then? This? What's the thing? Is it bishop takes? I wonder if it's the bishop. Bishop takes? Bishop takes. So if this guy takes, you're going to take the knight. If the pawn takes, you're going to take with the knight, attacking the queen. But then the pawn takes. Is it a rook or something? Is it bishop or something? All right. Now, you reckon might be like, what? But that doesn't mean anything. Or is just this and that? Is it this and that? This guy takes, this guy takes. Then you got check. Then they move, whatever they move. And then what do I do? That's not... That definitely sophisticated little tactics one. Hi there, Toto. Thanks for joining via Facebook. I don't understand the jargon you're using, or probably the native language or something you're using. Anyway, you're welcome, my friend. If you want to make a suggestion, you can just type in the symbols or something like that. I guess we can communicate. So the rook being here, it's good, but it takes like a billion years. It could be what? It could be what? No. This takes, plays. That's just not very clear. What exactly are you supposed to be doing? This is a complicated one. This is actually quite complicated. I don't know why I had the feeling that actually it's quite doable and fast and things. I thought it's just something a bit more quicker, but it's not. There's something here. I mean, it could be... Is it rook? It takes so long in order to do this. Is a rook here? Huh. What do you think, guys? Let me know if you got a better idea, because obviously I couldn't find it until now. Rook to e5 would be, yeah, maybe. Rook to e5, rook to e3, maybe. Rook to e5. Maybe rook to e5, but I'm not sure. Oh, that's not. Okay, rook to e3. Okay, which one is it? This one doesn't work. This one doesn't work. This one doesn't work. What am I missing? Is it this and that? Is it this? Is it knight g6? It's knight g6. Oops, you gotta check again. They can't do this because queen takes the queen, so you got another check. They go here. And then you do this and that. Oh my god, that's just so not easy. Oh, come on. I mean, you do like perpetual here. Is it rook e3, rook g3? Oh, that's been just declined. That doesn't work in this way. What the heck am I supposed to... How do I get the rook? Guys, how do I get the rook to attack the black king? Is it this and this? Oh, come on. I just don't know which one goes quicker. Queen g5, queen g... That was a very difficult little puzzle. Really, really annoying. It's queen g5. So what? Queen g6 actually just does a perpetual check, right? But that's probably not what they want. All right. I think 1 in 2,000 puzzles, I get a perpetual check. I knew this was a perpetual check, but I thought I have to do something else. So this was a perpetual check, right? So this is the first puzzle in a very, very long time in which the machine wants me to do a perpetual check. I thought I'm supposed to find the winning move. But sometimes winning is just to draw. I mean, not to lose. Winning is not to lose. Very, very confusing puzzle, and I was aware that that generates a perpetual. Well, I was looking for something forcing that wins, not necessarily a perpetual check. So I am a little bit surprised that the engine gave me this. I was expecting to finding a winning move. Boy, oh boy. All right, champion chess. So, did Magnus actually move anything? Did he move any? Oh yeah, they started. Bloody hell. All right. Sugar. All right. So he's white. Dennis plays with the black. So we go now to champion chess tour. Okay, so now guys, feel free to make the most accurate predictions ever. Most accurate predictions here. David, that's a very rare opportunity in which the bloody system requires requires us to play a perpetual check. This is very rare. Really, that's a rare occurrence. You very rarely get a puzzle in which the solution it's a perpetual check. Normally, when you do perpetual check, they tell you you're wrong. The engine, you know what I mean? Very rarely they come up with perpetual check. Very, very rarely. So I was a little bit surprised, and I messed it up because I was just forcing the bloody puzzle, thinking that actually I'm supposed to finding a winning move. But it wasn't any bloody, it was just a perpetual check. Can you believe that? Every now and then they give you something like this. Every now and then they come up with stuff like this. Yes. Surprising, but yeah. A little bit surprising. Not every day. But hey, there we are. Okay, looks like Dennis, who's a speed demon in its own right, is going a little bit low on time against Magnus. I'm really curious about this one. So Queen, of course, you had to take back. This guy looks good here. This guy looks also good here because it attacks the h6. So that guy is happy on all fronts. So the bishop here might be pressurizing furthermore this guy. Unless Magnus sees some tactics and stuff. This guy can't be taken. Let's just show for our friends. Because if the queen takes it, bishop takes on f2, check, and then you're going to drop the queen. So I don't think you can really take that guy. Let's see what they take with. Okay, I think bishop c3 is a little bit required now, given the fact there is a queen that might take on b2, if I'm correct. So also c4 is a little bit hanging. Does that mean anything? Bishop c3 is that kind of stuff that I would personally consider playing. So I'd definitely go for some. I would go for some bishop c3. There you go, bishop c3. Exactly right. That's what I would have played if I was Magnus, and Magnus would have played if he was. Well, that doesn't work. He can't be me. I can't be him. Queen to f5, going for the knight. They either defend the knight or they go away. Well, you gotta do something. And this guy is a little bit hanging. It's a bit shaky. The e5 pawn is a little bit shaky. And if this guy disappears, you might have some promising, beautiful diagonal c3 leading to g7. So that might be another idea. It's got to be kept in mind. So black's turn. And Dennis, what is he doing? He's going low on time. I think he was a speed guy, right? I mean, he's supposed to go fast. Okay, knight's being hit. You're gonna go e5? You're gonna go d2? If you go d2, you're kind of attacking e4 like twice or something. Or you can take this guy. Which one is it? You've got to sit down and calculate. And that is time consuming. And Magnus, anyway, has a bit more time than his opponent. Let's see how he decides to play this scenario. I think that should be okay. Oh, boy. 24, 26 degrees Celsius in London today, and it was a pleasure to have cycled to the chess club and back in this beautiful weather. I love passionately to cycle and to enjoy nature. So, yes, he went for the knight, now pawn took, and I reckon you may want to take, right? Or do you take with a pawn or something? No, Magnus being... Oh, checkmate. Just checkmate. You see how he actually identifies the biggest priority. Actually, he goes for the checkmate on g7. So he actually goes for something really, really, really attacking on things. Now, exactly, bishop takes f3. If queen takes, bishop's going to take, and it's good. This guy is a little bit isolated. This bishop is superb. This guy also is isolated, and I guess these are the weak points to which Magnus is going to be focusing on attacking. Could you take this guy asking for a friend? Every pawn matters absolutely, but hey, it was black's turn. Now, if you want to maintain the pawn structure, I was about to say you take with the queen, but he took with the pawn, still attacking here. I guess if black queen takes, you're going to have to take back, right? This guy's still hanging, though. So that matters. Every single pawn matters absolutely. So that's for sure. Now, I don't know what Dennis is going to play. I don't know what Dennis plays here. Is he like taking? Is he like, I don't know. If he takes the queen, Magnus would be happy, I guess, because he's going to... Probably he's going to get a pawn or something. Well, if queen takes, pawn takes, black has got time to do something about defending that pawn. So let's just put it this way: if queen takes and pawn takes, they could always do this kind of stuff. So you're not going to take it quite immediately, but there is some pressure here. Maybe you could take the other guy. That's something. So now, obviously, that's a forcing move. F takes G. This guy goes here to take. Can I just go for this? Exactly. Can I just take for that pawn? Just go for that pawn there. Bishop takes, pawn takes. Well, can we just defend? Exactly. You defend. You don't want to give nothing. And can we just play just simple chess? Rook c6. And I think white is just doing very good. After rook c6, that is. Or am I wrong? Am I wrong, guys? Or rook c6 and white's doing very well? Is there something I'm missing? Sorry, it's white's turn here. Why don't you do rook c6? Or he's looking for a better move. He's following that principle. When you see a good move, look for a better one. Okay, move the king closer to the... All right, what's the stuff? He played rook c6, though. Now double attack here. Rook f1. And he's going to take this guy. He's winning. It don't matter what black does now. I mean, you could, try to amass a little bit of attacking power on this guy, but then rook's going to take. So rook c2, rook takes c4, and practically if you take, I'm going to take, and I'm still having an extra pawn. That enough for win? I don't know, but I think Magnus going to go for whatever he got, because he either... Yeah, so he goes for this pawn. Now rook takes c4, right? You have to take it, right? Or you're going to check first to move the king away from defending this guy. Just asking. You could do a check first. So let me tell you what I think. A check, move the black king away from defending f7, take on c4 first. They can't take your guy. And I mean, I think it might be working. Yes, David. Yes, I would say. Oh, rook c6. You are actually replying to an old idea. I don't know what's going. Is it? I hope it's not a big delay or something in the stream or anything, because rook c6 is applicable as a few good minutes ago, or seconds. Sorry, I lost the perception of time now. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, that was it. Rook c8. I'm happy I found it. Yeah, so guys, if you wonder, that's exactly the train of thinking that I had. So Magnus fought like me, or I fought like him. Rook c8 pushes the black king away from defending this guy. Yes. Yes, that's one idea. And also providing defense for the f. So I could potentially trying to do something like this maybe. I don't know. So obviously this guy is going to be taken. Maybe if you want to put up a bit of a fight, maybe rook f3. They take, you take, they take, and some rook. I don't know where you want to go. I'm not sure that's enough for white to win. I'm not sure. But anyway, so rook a1. Okay, he preserved the rooks here. You're gonna push this guy, or you're gonna play oopsie, or you're gonna play 1, 2, and 3 for a checkmate. That is. Well, that could happen as well. So you may want to do okay. Rook a5. Does he plan on pushing g5? I wonder. I mean, Dennis just stays in a state of expectancy now, watching how Magnus actually develops stuff here. Well, do you push g5 here? What's the deal? What's the stuff? If you want to break through, he didn't make any breakthrough, any nothing. He just shuffled his rooks. Left, right, left, right. Okay, I don't know. Do you do h5 or do you call it a draw and that's it? Shake hand and... Okay. It's not clear how you can force a victory here though, guys. I can't see clearly if white can and how you should be winning. Because as you can see, there is a perennial threat on f2. So it's not like you're going to be making it very easy. Okay. So there's no progress being achieved at the minute now. I can see only rooks being shuffled. And that's about it. That wants to make Magnus pushing the h pawn. The king g6 wants to lure Magnus and say, come on, push the pawn, push the pawn. But he pushes the g, which we did specify. Do you play g4 to reinforce the rook and then moving the other rook here? I don't know. He took first. Okay. He wants to flag poor Dennis. He wants to flag Dennis. Dennis is actually a very fast player himself. That's definitely the case. But Magnus will try to do everything in its power to win, including the time deficit that his opponent has. Could be some rook. Why not? He's going to play this if there's any check coming from any rook. The f2 to f3 will just block any incoming check. And I wonder how long does it take Magnus to decide to play rook h6 or something? He don't want to? f3 now, of course, right? Or do you play rook back? Sorry, you are in check. Apologies. f3, of course. f3, and now you gotta have to. Oh wow! You must have calculated this one. Rook blocks, and I guess you can. And then maybe this. I don't know. Rook takes, king to f4. Is it that bad? Rook takes d6, king takes d6, king plays on f4, attacking here. Okay, he didn't want to do this. Okay, he got the rook back. He wanted to just make poor Dennis, running out of time. He's just messing up with him. He's just being disrespectful towards Dennis. Isn't this how they say now? No, nowadays. F4. King is in check. Checks furthermore. You got a check there. Exactly right. Nice one. Nice pawn sacrifice. Oh, man. And Dennis is going seriously low on time. Who cares? You got to take this pawn, right? You have to take the pawn. Oh, my God. He didn't even bother. But they're going to push the pawn. And when you play this, I'm going to take the black pawn. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my days. Yeah. Take whatever you need if you need a cable. But now I'm streaming, so... Sorry. Yeah, just take whatever. Okay. Wow. Every single pawn matters absolutely. And this is just... what is. So they're going to be playing another round, I'm sure. Vincent and Ian Duda drew. And I guess any second now we're gonna be seeing them producing the second round. So that was cool. You guys rooting for someone in particular, or it just doesn't matter? I just enjoy watching them playing, really. So fabulous, absolutely fabulous, superb. Absolutely superb. Great stuff. Let's do a quick puzzle then, guys. Whatever quick means. I mean, I'm saying quick puzzle because I want to give the false hope that we might be doing it quickly. We don't do nothing quickly unless we actually having a revelation and everything lays bare in front of our eyes, and we can just do very quickly and efficient. But it might not be that quick, though. Probably it's not going to be very quick. Okay. Well, I can see a check here, but that's about it. I could see a rook sacking here, but that's about it. I could see queen check, then this guy moves, then rook sack, then king plays, then I can see another check, then this guy plays here, then a check here, then this guy goes here. Then maybe another check from the rook. Blimey, this is just about it. There is, yeah, that's what is. Check, they move. What do I need to play? Just simple chess like this, but then they're gonna be defending. Yeah, but then check, and then this guy is sort of hanging. Me too, David. Absolutely, it's the best chess on the planet. David, what do you think about this plan? Queen to c6 to threaten a checkmate. I guess black needs to defend with something like rook f7, which is exactly what we want. Because after this, we go with the rook queen a8 check, and that forces them to move the king, and then we're grabbing this guy for free. What do you think? What do you think about this idea, David? I mean, we're winning a rook. Now, if there is a tactic here that leads to checkmate, and I don't see it, I'm sorry if it's a checkmate in 10 moves. I don't know if I have the patience to follow checkmate in 10 now or 8 or whatever. But I sure as hell I can see that I'm winning the rook on g8. Hello, pin drop silence. So queen c6, I reckon defense is paramount, is necessary, not paramount. It's absolutely necessary. Rook f7, queen a8, king to d7, and then queen takes on g8. Not necessarily puzzle time. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to watching Magnus, best chess on the planet, and Vincent Kayma and Denis Lazovic. That's just an intermezzo. That's just a Zwischenzug. It's just an in-between. Queen c6. Please tell me I'm correct. Oh no. How can checkmate threaten a move be such a bad move? Because I get checked? Oops, because I get checked. Was it queen a8? because that was actually the first idea. Why do the first ideas actually are correct and the second ideas are bad? Now, don't tell me it's rook sacrifice because I don't want to accept that. Well, no, it's queen c6. There's no queen sacrifice. That was the in-between move. And now you're going to take eventually this guy, or you're going to play whatever you want to play, like rooks or something. You're going to play a rook. You have to play a rook. Not this one, but this one. Yeah, good. I found it after. Yeah, well. That wouldn't be the first time I'm missing the puzzle. So he was actually leading the king so you can play with tempo. The other idea I had actually does attack black to play queen d2 check and stuff. So yeah, it doesn't work really. Back to champion chess tour. And let's see Magnus Lazovic. Come on, guys. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, there was Santosh. There was a quote, I think, from Lasker, the world chess champion in the 20s. Edward Lasker, it was, when you think you see a good move, look for a second one. I think that's a quote right from the man, right from the Edward Lasker in the 20s or something. He was a very longevous world chess champion. Yeah, I think he is the guy with the quote that we just said. When you see a good move, look for the second one. Right, so now dead is going to be white, Magnus is going to be black, and they just started, guys. D4. D4. And D5, Queen's Gambit and things. Yeah, Queen's Gambit declined. Knight F3, okay, a bunch of theoretical moves. You could do many things here. From C5, C6, Knight F6, Bishop B4, you name it. Or A6, of course. Takes, takes. Bishop is free to go. Wherever they want. And Magnus played A6 and H6. Like one of those noobs that the only thing they do in the opening is H6, A6 immediately. Which, don't get me wrong, it's a very good idea to stopping any bishop G5 or any knight G5 or things like this. But anyway, I think Magnus wants to prove that he can play whatever he wants in the opening. Well, he's not going to give you the queen, that's for sure. All right, bishop E5, interesting, very interesting. Yeah, sounds like consoles. Magnesium calcium move. Yeah, that's a good quote. That's a very good quote. Probably still from 1920s, right? It belongs to Alekhine or something. You guys are very creative. Appreciate. So he castled and he got the rook on a semi-open file. There's never a bad idea. That's never a bad thing to do. And Lazovic has to decide if he takes or if you don't take and do castles. If you do castle, this bishop looks very nicely at your h3. I don't know when, how, in what exact move order, but there is an idea. Castles. I wonder if... Yeah. I'm not good with the jokes. Sorry, Santosh. That's your quality or something. I'm not good at the jokes. I mean, I'm trying, but I'm not funny. I'm not entertaining. I'm sorry. I'm just a disappointment. I try, but I'm not funny. So C5, take space and things. You can't take because if you take, then the knight disappears. But you could be the guy with the jokes though, because I'm not good at this. Okay, so Dennis, my boy, what do you do? Well, you can't take the pawn. We can establish that, all of us. We can't take the pawn. But we could do stuff like I don't know. Bishop E2. Bishop E2 for this. What else? And also providing some queen support, if anything. And anyway, this guy's going to happen anyway. I mean, c4 might be happening anyway. On the other hand, if you move here, you maintain the bishop on this diagonal. So which one you want to go? You could go this way. I mean, you may go this way. Yeah, unleash your levy, if it helps. All right, a4. Yeah, bishop c2 definitely makes a lot of sense, but Dennis doesn't play in this way. He's gonna play it if Magnus pushes c5 to c4. He is going to drop bishop to c2. Yes. So now if black plays c4, bishop is going to go on c2 for sure. I mean, I can't just vouch for this, but I think it makes sense to saying bishop c2. I guess it makes sense. It does make sense. So let's see. Knight c6, that probably is a move. Bishop e6 probably is another move. c4 probably another move. So you guys name it. It could be queen a5. Asking for a friend. Could that be a move? I think I can leave that yellow arrow on the screen as well. That might be very well. Santosh says, what if he exchanges the pawn for the bishop? What? What do you mean exchange the pawn for the bishop? Sorry, mate. I don't grasp just yet the depth of your ideas. What? I don't know what you mean. Sorry, I need more coffee. What do you mean? Sugar. I can't see nothing. Well, I mean, I can't. I definitely see something, but not all of it. Okay. Sort of. Right, so these are the candidate moves I'm considering. After pawn to c4, bishop. Hey, this is wild. I guess you could do that in a bullet. You can't do this against Magnus. You can't just mess about like this. It's not going to work. I don't think it's a sound move, Santosh. I get what you're meaning, but it doesn't work, man. I don't think it would have worked. I don't think so. Maybe it works in a bullet when you play like an average grandmaster, if I may say that, if I can be so disrespectful. Probably goes in a bullet. When you play Magnus with 7 minutes on the clock, I don't think it works. But anyway, I think you're free to try. Next time you're playing Magnus, you could do this. All right, rook b goes for the b2, and now probably queen c2 or something. It could be queen c2. That probably it's a laughable joke, but I don't. Yeah, it eludes me the meaning again. I'm not just horrible at joke. I don't even understand them. That makes it even way more worse than it should be. I mean, I'm just horrible with this kind of thing. I'm absolutely horrible. So knight to e4 hitting the queen. Now queen's got to go. Maybe queen c2. Queen c2 is not that bad, I guess. If you take now, they take, and then the bishop has to play maybe here. I guess you can. There you go, bishop c4. You know, it takes you a little bit of dedication to be able to playing in their leagues. It takes you a little bit of dedication. Maybe a little bit of genetics. I mean, just simply some people are just better than others, and not just that they work incredibly hard, but they are incredibly good as well. So just some of us are just faster thinkers than the others. I mean, no matter how hard I try, I'm not able to go beyond, let's say, 38 at the puzzle rush, or maybe 40 if I'm inspired, because I just simply cannot, in my current conditioning, I can't think that fast. I mean, so this is a datum. This is just a fact that it is now. Who knows? Maybe with crazy preparations, maybe with some uh, secret techniques, I might be able to think faster. But I've got my limits, you know. I guess you can train yourself to performing faster and think faster at chess and stuff like that. But, you know, just some of us are just naturally incredibly fast thinkers. And I mean, we're not all the same. I'm sorry. Yeah. And you need to work hard anyway. You need to work your socks off to make any progress, especially in chess, of course, and not just chess, practically any other subject, domain. You need to work incredibly hard. But most important, you need to love the stuff you're doing. So if there is no love in between you and the domain you're practicing, it's not going to be anything good out of it. So you definitely need to maximum enjoying what you're doing. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Simpson. I tend to ruminate, and sometimes I'm ruminating on the complete wrong ideas, and I'm just finding myself in a massive closed door. I mean, that's not it. Now, you don't need to read any opponent's mind, man. That's not chess anymore. If that thing were ever going to be any truth to that idea, that's not chess anymore. No, you just need to understand the language of chess so fast and so accurately that you actually incorporate the other guy's plan. No, no. If you have access to another person's thinking processes, that's not chess, buddy. It's not. That's just not chess anymore. No. No, and it's a little bit of a cheating to induce soporific states to your opponents. It feels like a little bit like a cheating stuff. So I'm not advocating for that one either. Yeah. No, you need to just train your own mind and do the maximum, and that's it. So F5. Dennis. Queen c3. Maybe you could do queen c3, I guess. g3 is horrible. I don't know, Santosh. You all seem to be way better than me, man. You all do the puzzles and things. Nah, you better just look for the real one. You don't need to make any projection within yourselves. Look for the real self if there is a self within you. Find that stuff, and then you're gonna figure out your ethics. Look for the real self. Try to find out who or what you really are behind your statements, your philosophical conceptual statements. Find the real self or whatever you are, and then you're gonna figure out your ethics. Yeah. So we need to practice more exercise in finding out the truth in relation to whatever we are, and then we're gonna. Maybe they do. You know, what's the basis for the best ethics? What is the grounds for the highest or the best morals? What is it? What's the basis? Yeah, you could do jokes, and also you can explain the meaning to me, because I'm very bad at jokes, also telling them and understanding them. So yeah, I think you're gonna have to do a multi-purpose thing. Maybe. So how do you want to do this? Because I'm multi-streaming, man. I mean, I'm having like 4 or 5 platforms at once. I can't go on Twitch and do the guest. I gotta go on Zoom, and from Zoom I have to send you a link, and then we're gonna have to share the screen and stuff like this, I guess. I need to figure out that idea, because I'm not using Twitch just, or let's say just one platform. I'm using multi-stream via Restream, you know, so and the Restream Studio is awful. I mean, I found it in experience. It's just I absolutely hate it. So the only stuff that works is just probably via Zoom or something. Probably. Zoom allows you to actually share the screen and things, you know, and it gives you more freedom in terms of setting up your stuff and all. All right, so now we digressed, big time digression here. Hey, these guys are very scary. The E4 and the F4 are incredibly scary because they're going to be dismantling this pawn structure defending the White King very soon. And I'm also slightly concerned about that. I think Magnus will have to spend a little time to moving the king away from this. I guess you want to move the Black Queen at some point, right? So you don't want to just wait here forever. So maybe best is just moving the king away and then do whatever. I don't see a big threat or anything. That's another deep joke that I can't grasp the meaning of it, man. So now Black King has to play probably out of this diagonal with the White Queen. And then you have the Black Queen's freedom to do whatever they want. I think it would be a very wise idea actually moving that king. I'm not sure if Magnus is going to move the king now or is going to move the king later. Nope. He pushes the e-pawn. We did say that those guys are scary and Magnus is going to push them. He decided to push them now. Okay. Because I'm just panicking, probably I would have moved the king, but, you know, I am panicking, not Magnus. Huh. He didn't even bother. He wants to further undermine those two guys. He didn't even bother. Okay. So I guess black can just simply take on g2 now? Well, if you take on g2, white's going to take with the bishop. Look, this is something weird happening here. Even if this guy take, can I just ignore and play some bishop or something? I'm not sure actually. This is actually this kind of position actually quite requires a little bit of calculating here. This is just not going to be very easy. It's just not. I mean, wow, I would need more time than 1-2 minutes. I'm just already. It's confusing for everybody. So that's further exposure for the White King Simpson. So Magnus went for f2. It's further exposing, and if you look at the rook, maybe it's a little bit problematic, especially after rook f8. The king can't move on the g or g1 or g3 because the black queen just take it. So the king has to further expose itself. I guess that's what Magnus. And if you move the king here, there is always this idea. I mean, this is getting, quite suffocating here for the white king. Because then again, black rook on f. If the king plays on e2, you've got bishop b5. So it's very problematic. This is Dennis's turn, and Santosh, you might be right. Perhaps rook e3 is required, because rook e3 will provide, probably that's what you thought. Rook e3 would provide the option with rook f3, blocking a potential rook f8 check. But hey, you've got to look after this idea as well. And Dennis's time is going low and low and low. And this is a problemo. Time is a major problem. And boy, how many games I've lost myself due to the time issue. So that is why if I can, I'll go for 15 plus, 20 minutes plus, you know, when I try to do so. I mean, when I'm commuting and I'm having like 15 minutes in between trains or before starting the lesson at the club, or if I got like 20 minutes left before, I could actually do some funny blitzes or something, but I'm not having high expectations from this. So C4 now. Further opening up everything. Everything gets opened up. The idea, in case my chess friends you'll be wondering, is that the rook probably wants to play and deliver some attacks. Well, chess is not about peace necessarily, unless you want to modify the whole frame of understanding it. Chess is not quite the most peaceful game on the planet, you know. It's quite brutal from a conceptual point of view. So, not quite that easy, not quite peaceful. Look, I think if Dennis treads this one nicely, although he looks like his blood is surrounded everywhere. The black pieces are like wolves. I mean, this guy is just practically desperately trying to build up any sort of shields, any sort of fortress here. This guy is surrounded. The White King is completely surrounded. And there is those three guys here. If you don't break this phalanx, I don't know how you're going to do it. This is so bloody difficult. I don't know how you are planning on playing this. I mean, look, three central pawns. It's something. This is very interesting to watching, and it's already bullet now. It's more bullet for Dennis than for Magnus. Let's see. Yeah, I guess that's exactly his intention. Let's see how he manages to. Those 3 pawns, though, provide quite a lot of nice defense. And if you throw in some bishop f3, I'm not sure going to be that easy. I mean, imagine bishop f3 shutting off this f file. You still got your rooks, your bishop, and your queen here, you know what I mean? And if there is any queen playing on d4, how exactly are you going to force things around here? It's a natural question, you know what I mean? Bishop f3. I don't know what black's plan is here. Stopping bishop f3. In case you wonder, guys, what's the thing with rook f2, rook f8, rook f2? It's because they want to stop bishop f3. Because we discussed that. But this is bloody crazy. So, the heck is going on with that rook being hanging? I mean, what? Jesus Christ, it's just Jason Bourne. Oh my God. Sugar. Check. I'm not sure how this is going to pan out, guys. I'm really not sure how this is going to end up. Sorry, it's just too early to call it. Oh, Christ. This just... Look, there's like a billion checks, but if white... Look, this is simply... Okay, you have to be careful. This guy can go forwards, right? What's the correct square for that guy? My days. Come on, man. This is still playable. My God, this must be incredibly crazy for these guys to play. This is so stressful. Is this going to be a draw, guys? Because, let me tell you... It's 2 rooks indeed, queen and bishop, but those 3 guys, you don't mess with that. If those guys are moving to the 6th rank, I don't know what you're doing. And there is another passer too. And looks like, exactly, you just push the pawns. Yeah, of course there is checks everywhere. My God. Jesus. Well, what do you think Santos looks like? It looks like Dennis is going to use his passes to force the queening. That's just broadly being put. That's what happens. That's exactly what happens. He going to promote. There's still check though. It's absolutely dramatic. My God, this is for these guys. This is terribly stressful. It could be another check here. It's a must. That check is a must. You tell me, what do you play now? How do you stop this thing from promoting? This is so not over. You could play this, going for this, then this thing's gonna happen. This is so not over. This is so not over. Okay, I think Dennis wants to play something like, oh man. Here's another pawn. This is so dramatic. The black queen is very versatile and moves everywhere, attacks everywhere. So it's going to be... And if you got a few seconds on the clock, it's just madness. I can't play this in a few seconds. It's just too much. But these guys are super GMs, so they are able to pull out some incredible moves. If Dennis wants to prove something, this is the moment. Well, Simpson... For me, chess is never boring. I'm sorry, for me it's incredibly exciting. It's never boring for me. But then, I might be one of those individuals that find pleasure in this conceptual stuff. For me, it's just not boring at all. I could watch this stuff for hours, and I can play this stuff for hours too. And then I can stay a couple of hours to analyze what the hell I did. So for me, it has nothing to do with boredom. Many other things are boredom for me, but not chess. I wouldn't have played it if it were. So it's quite exciting. My God, this is so dramatic. I kind of feel sorry for Dennis, for Lazovic. I mean, he probably had a very... If I go back, guys, I'm going to do something like a blasphemy or something. I'm going to go back a little bit, and I want to put the engine where Lazovic had like the bishop and pawns and stuff, those 3 pawns in the middle of the board. And I want to check if actually white wasn't substantially better. Somewhere here. Did Dennis had any modicum of advantage at any minute? No, he bloody didn't. He didn't. This is a draw. This is a draw. Ah! Thank you for reminding. Thank you for reminding. This was just sick little tactics here. If queen grabs this stuff here, this must be the biggest blunder ever. Because the engine says queen c1, which actually did happen. So what happens if queen takes f2? Okay, let's try to figure out. If queen takes f2, what exactly is going to be the punishment? If queen takes here, bishop c2. I did indicate it, but still, checkmate in 6. Blimey. And this guy takes, what are you playing? Rook b3. I did say that as well. King d2, and then you got a queen here. No, queen g5. Queen G5. This is amazing. This is amazing masterpiece tactics from Magnus. This is just amazing. Queen G5, Queen F4 being forced, Queen takes. My God. Queen takes, King D1, Rook B1 check, Rook C1, Rook. This is so crazy. Queen G5. I mean, look at this. Can you actually believe? Yeah, I mean, when did they go? I mean, this is just. They can't do this because it's this. And then if you block it, I'm going to take it anyway. Checkmate. So that's just a delay. This is just fabulous stuff. This is just fabulous stuff. Yeah, I kind of into it, and I did draw the lines before actually checking with the engine. Yes, I kind of was correct with Bishop C2, but I didn't see it clearly. I didn't see the checkmate in 6. And definitely I didn't see it when they actually did play it. I didn't. Sorry, I didn't. Wow. It's just a Super Gym type of tactics being played right now. This is just fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Amazing stuff. Really amazing. But hey, let's recognize, let's acknowledge the level of chess Dennis plays. Don't get me wrong, guys. To be able to pull a draw against Magnus with this crazy tactics, you yourself have to be incredibly strong. I mean, you can't draw against Magnus with this insane tactics. I mean, you drew. I mean, this is an achievement in itself. How do I put it? I think if you draw against Magnus in a rapid, this is an achievement in itself. May I say this? Of course, you want to beat him. Of course, you want to beat him. Of course, you want to beat everybody, right? But if you draw against Magnus with this insane tactics, I think this is just absolutely amazing. Amazing performance by Dennis. Really, I mean, maybe he would say, come on, just leave me alone. You know, maybe he would be offended or something if I said that. I think he would be offended if you say that to his face. Because people actually want to achieve, you know, more, not just to draw. Yeah, Santosh, I know you never lost against him. Yeah, I know you never. There was a meme placed by chess.com on Twitter or something. They did say about that. Like this tweet, if you never lost against Magnus. It was something like that. It's just absolutely fabulous stuff. Wow. What crazy tactics. But Dennis, again, I am so impressed with Dennis. I think he really wants to try to go for some win. Vlad, that's amazing, man. That's amazing. Still cool. I hope you ask him for an autograph or something. And good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. So, if you see Magnus, you gotta take a selfie, ask him for an autograph, something, and then sell it. All right, that's just amazing stuff. All right, people. Okay, let's pretend we're able to do a puzzle. Let's pretend we can do a puzzle, and then we try to go back and see what else do they produce that is absolutely phenomenal chess by these guys. And that's the third coffee, and then probably I'm gonna stop, or probably I won't. So you ask him an autograph, you did the selfie and stuff. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Sorry, what color? Okay, I'm black here. Okay, so I'm moving up the board. That is. Wait a minute. What's? Oh, I'm in check, guys. But yeah, but I needed actually Simpson to tell me. Yeah, I think. Okay, so probably you got the autograph from Kravnik. Of course, that's very good. Now, you know, selfie, autograph. That's the first stuff you gotta do. You see these guys. You congratulate them, tell them you're the greatest fans and stuff, which is probably might be very well true. Who's the model, man? Who's the model? Kramnik? Like, what do you mean? He is former world chess champion. That ain't good for you? So I'm in check. By the way, that's one of those puzzles where I was just wondering myself, what the heck does the engine want me to do? Check like this, or mate like this, or mate like this? I was trying to figure out. But then it dawned upon me Then it dawned upon me that it might be something else. And then I realized actually my king is in check. Then I realized I'm in check. All right. So further, yeah. So more importantly, then you should have asked for a autograph, selfies, and stuff, right? Check now. So if you're in check here, you could. No, there is only one move. There is only this. There is nothing else. Now the question is, guys, what do you play? Wherever you go, you're still getting checked here. You go here, you're gonna get checked from. Well, that doesn't mean anything, right? No, there's the queen. What am I talking about? So if you play b3, actually this is an exercise. You need to find the safest square for the black king. So under, you mean in front, Vlad, if I'm correct. If you go in front, you're still gonna have this stuff. If you go b3, you're gonna have check from the queen. And then you're gonna go here, and I think it's cool. I think you're good. I think you're good. So I would say king to b3. That's what you meant. In front, you meant like king b3, king b2. So king b3, queen checks. Yeah, you go here. You go b3, that is. And you go b2. No, not a2, because you get further checks and stuff. And if it's queen d5, you can't go a2. But you can definitely play b3, right? Am I correct? Yeah. Okay, I think that's cool now. Wait. No. You don't take the bishop because you got a queen. You toast. You're gonna play this. No, you don't take, Vlad. You don't take nothing. You don't take nothing, man. You take something, you dead. It's not going to work, I guess. Actually, this is the puzzle. You need to figure out where to move the king. It's not about checkmating, which we know is just one move away. The puzzle is actually, where do you move the king to safety? Do you take the bishop? So where do you move the king not to getting checked anymore? It looks to me like if you play b2, you as safe as you can get. Where's the check after king b2? You play king b2. Where is the check? There's no check. That's it. Well, I don't think I care about taking queen. And I don't think I care because I'm playing this. Yes. So that was the safest one. Yeah, but that's just a delay. It's just a delay to the same conclusion, which is everything's gonna run out now. It don't matter. Nothing matters. Checkmate's coming. All right, let's see. Let's see the best chess on the planet and how these guys do. Hey, they started a few seconds ago. How could I have missed this? I'd done that puzzle. All right, cool. Magnus being white here. Well, you can play rook here, you can play bishop here, then you can play this guy here. You can play whatever you want. You can play knight to e4, attacking queen. The black king is not castle, but probably they'll be doing long castling. Not sure, because there is a queen a7. No, Hikaru said, I literally don't care. I don't know what was the context. I'm just, yeah, I don't know what was the context. Probably the context was when Magnus said that he actually watches Nakamura hoping secretly that he loses. And then I think Nakamura could say, I literally don't care. It's their rivalry. I like them both a great deal as chess players. I really admire them both. Magnus and Hikaru, they're absolutely amazing. They are legends of chess. So these guys are really amazing. Well, wait a second. Hikaru just scored like a 75 winning streak, right? Like what, 1-2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? 75 winning streak. I mean, you gotta be superhuman. Sorry. And he was listening to music, which for me during chess is a massive distraction. He was talking to folks, which again, if I talk to people too much, I don't even know what I'm doing. I forget what I'm supposed to do. And he was playing Grandmasters. So, come on. Well, yeah, if he makes them happy, they can make whatever statements. It's okay. It's funny. I mean, for us chess enthusiasts, we just enjoy the we enjoy the funniness of their statements. But it's sometimes might be maybe less interesting. Drama probably always a bit less interesting. So I guess oh, Magnus then. Oh, what is Magnus doing? Bishop. If you do Bishop D2, no. So guys, I think we can discard Castle Long. Castle Long is not going to happen for the reason I've highlighted on the screen. Levi Boozman. Jesus Christ. Where do you get this crap, man? Where do you get these ideas? Oh my God. Yeah, you should write. You should write the most infamous chess quotation. Santosh, I gave you an idea for you to get super rich. Write down a book. I see you're heavily inspired. Why don't you start writing down a book with the title "The Most Infamous Chess Quotation" and start making fun of the chess legends? And maybe someone's gonna buy it. Maybe you're gonna hit the jackpot. Maybe you're gonna get super rich then and stuff. Yeah, the most infamous chess quotation, and yeah, do this kind of stuff. Who knows? Maybe you're gonna sell very well. Just as a business idea. So I guess you could play Bishop D2 here, and if Black's gonna castle long, no, they're not gonna castle long. I just said that a billion times. That's not gonna happen. So no, Bishop D2 doesn't. I mean, kind of doesn't. Maybe. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? Rook D1, knight defense. There's no ever nothing castling. You can't play this, by the way, because there is G7. So there is no Bishop D6 happening because G7 is hanging. And if you try to figure out why don't they just do it G6, that's another awful idea because the dark squares around the king are terrible weakened. So that's not going to work, G6. Chess quotations, yes. Well, now you love me, then you're gonna hate me. You know how that goes. So just be reluctant, Santosh. Be reluctant, man, because whatever you love now, tomorrow you're gonna hate. You know, like the tattoos. You do a tattoo now, you say you love it, most ever, best stuff ever, and then you're gonna hate it. Then you're gonna go spend more money trying to wash it off with laser and crazy stuff. Or you love a person now, you say you love them, and then you're gonna hate them. I don't know, man. I've heard this word reluctant, like when you're like hesitating. So being reluctant means like you're not quite fully committed. You're hesitating to do some stuff. So that might be, if memory serves well, reluctant. I mean, I might be wrong, but I hope I'm not. I might be wrong, but maybe I'm not. So yeah. Hesitant, to hesitate doing something. But take it with a pinch of salt. Just open the dictionary, see if I'm wrong maybe. Maybe I'm wrong after all. H3. Well, it's good to do H3. I mean, it's good, like it's disrespectful. It's good to do H3. But also at the same time, you won't be having any background issues in the future. That smells as a draw. Magnus never loved Hikaru. What are you talking about? That's just a blasphemy. Magnus does not love Hikaru. He said it, man. What are you talking about, Santosh? I mean, how'd you get these ideas? I mean, I understand the pun. That's funny. But Magnus just he hopes Hikaru gonna lose. He roots for everyone who plays against Hikaru. He never loved Hikaru. What are you talking about, man? Or maybe it's a hate love thing. I don't know. I'm not good at this stuff. I'm not good at this. I don't know what that even means. I don't know what it means. So, what is Magnus gonna play? Knight to d1. Why did you do that? Knight e3. Okay, I guess. Well, I guess you can play knight e3. You sit on a dark square with the knight. Therefore, bishop can't challenge you. You get a few light squares away from them. So I think it's nice, knight e3. I don't think it's bad at all. Yeah, you better write that book, Santosh. You better start writing right now. Copy paste all the stuff you're saying, man, and just write it down. Put that book in action. I think you watch too much of that thing. I think you start projecting, Santosh. I think you start seeing what doesn't exist. I mean, have you thought about that? That you actually see stuff that does not exist? I mean, just think about that. What if you just imagine things that do not exist? So that's another thing you got to keep in mind. You know, it's good to keep in mind this kind of stuff. What if I'm projecting? What if it's not real? You got to double check on other sources and then see if it's true or not. How's that kind of truth criteria? The correspondence truth? If you want to check something is truth, you got to check various sources and see if that's true or not. So that might be getting you closer to the objective truth or something. Maybe. A5, moving away from the lights. What does he want to move all the pawns on lights on dark squares? So everything's on dark square. So away from this guy. Maybe. King tries to centralize itself. Time is relatively equal. It's relatively balanced for both players. Yeah, Santosh, if it makes you happy, man. Yeah, sure. If it makes you happy. Sure. Okay, king to f1. King to f1. What is Dennis gonna cook now? You could do this. Well, he pushed it. Therefore, you can't do this because it might be... Well, actually, no. You got to be careful about potential king e1 because you might have some weird ideas here. You have to be careful about that. Including, I mean, if you do this, it could be anything. It could be even this, this, and this. You got to be careful about that idea too because if you align the king with the black rook and stuff, it's not going to end up very well. It's not going to end up very well. So yeah, and also Santosh, you may consider, apart from getting famous writing that book, you may consider doing some stand-up comedy. So have you tried that? Put yourself in the limelight. Try do some stand-up comedy. See if people are gonna laugh or no. You know. So consider that avenue. Maybe you're gonna get rich doing this. And yeah, try that idea. Stand-up comedy. Why don't you try it? Sending the knight away can't be a bad idea. That's a very nice way to develop its pieces from Dennis. You gotta move this guy now. Okay, double pawns. Bishop takes, hg, double pawns on the g file. Okay, this guy is a bit hanging. So I guess if you take a knight take, you gotta figure out something to do with this guy. That's not something to trifle with. This is actually quite serious. So if bishop takes, let's just highlight for our friends. If bishop takes, pawn takes, black has to be careful about the b7 weakness. This is a weakness. You can't push because I take. I think white's just winning. It's just winning very quickly. So exactly right. Exactly right. You cannot take this poisonous knight, so to speak. And when bishop retreated on c8, not just defending here, but the rook also takes away from the king the e file, and c6, which I did mention at some point. Rook now goes for this, and maybe knight goes for this. So I'm just highlighting as quickly as I can the most practical ideas that I can identify. I might be wrong, but just saying. Good. It's important how you say it. I mean, it doesn't make me laugh when I read it, but if you say it in a funny way on a stage, people might laugh at that. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, try stand-up comedy. Yeah, write down some stuff. And now, who knows? If you say some things in a funny way, it could be quite successful. Check. Okay, king, white king can't move on the e file because there is an almighty rook here covering up everything. How are you going to make him progress here? Ideally, this white rook wants to get c7. You want to move the rook on the 7 file. But it's easier said than done because it's just... So you're writing those or the ChatGPT writes them? It could be ChatGPT writing them, Santosh, right? But hey, it's good. I mean, you can use the ChatGPT to write down your lines, including for the stand-up comedy. I think the AI can do almost anything in terms of social media stuff, posts and things. So yeah, there might be a great use, including the stand-up comedy and lines and things. Now they can write down better than a human. It's scary. They're getting scary good at this. Oh, you wrote it yourself. Okay, now you just need to prove you're not a robot, and I think everyone's happy then. That is good. Okay, 3 minutes for Dennis here, and Magnus doing a bit better, like 2 more minutes for white. Question is, who manages to... I mean, okay, so black will have to keep the rook here forever. Because if you allow white, if you try to making some crazy adventures and allow white to getting rook here, you just kind of lost. Black rook can't make it here yet. Maybe black rook wants to do this and that. If you move it a bit faster than white, you might be able to do something. Okay, rook to e5 goes for this, and Magnus goes for this, but rook drop back. You could do this, or maybe not, because then this, and then you got a problem. But then white takes first on b7. There are so many things that make you self-doubting. So many things. I mean, whatever you try to do, the inner dialogue will actually come up and tell you, yeah, but what about this? That is indeed funny. Yeah, that's a very funny line, Santosh. Yes. That is indeed a very funny line. Yes. Okay, guys, I think we're going to see a draw now. Rook to e7. That probably is going to be a draw. Is Magnus going to force anything? Okay, so let me tell you again what I think it may or may not work. Yeah, draw, probably that's the best one. That's the best way to play. Let me just say to our friends, if any f3 were to happen, we might be having some rook coming here, and I'm not sure how you're going to play against this idea. So I think the safest would be for both of them, just draw. And let's see if we manage to get a few seconds of Krzysztof and Vincent. Yes, we do. Let's look a little bit at this, guys. Amazing Super Grandmasters. Man, you can't beat ChatGPT. You can't beat ChatGPT at essays and stuff like this. I mean, I'm not even sure you can beat them at poetry. You do also poetry, Santosh, right? Like, you're very good at doing poetry. I think you might be unpleasantly surprised and shocked to see how good they can perform, including writing of the poetry. Vlad Keimer is a beast. Is an absolute beast, this guy. Better than Matthias Bluebaum, which is an incredibly good grandmaster. You defeated in chess with, I don't know what you mean. Like you cheated against someone using ChatGPT during chess? Well, I don't know. Oh, you're beating the ChatGPT at chess. Okay. So Vlad, yes, Keimer is a force to reckon with. This is another amazing super grandmasters playing right now, and they playing blitz. They did start with rapid, but now they're just simply doing blitzes. Oh, they can't play chess. Oh, okay. Well then. Then you can beat them at chess, indeed. Yeah. If they can't play chess, they can beat them at chess. Unless they will be installing a feature allowing ChatGPT to use the Stockfish, which will be like one and the same. You can integrate, I guess, Stockfish 16 and ChatGPT, and then you're not going to be able to do nothing against them. Ever. Not in the field of poetry, in the field of whatever, human knowledge or anything. They're going to be better than humans at every single aspect. So what happened? Wait a sec. Bishop takes, knight, and knight plays. Okay. Okay. Knight on c5 defends against rook takes b7. So I guess... Can you do queen d... Oops. Can you do queen d4? Or do you want to... Nah, you don't want to take. You don't want to take, I guess. You may want to do queen d4. Oh, he didn't. He actually goes for this. Now that's a smart guy. That's really a smart guy. But if you do that, you're going to drop this guy, but it's going to be checkmate. But Keimer goes for doubling up of the rooks. There you go, Vlad. Did Levy play against it? Okay. Sorry, I do not watch these guys very often. I should. If I have time, I do stream on my own, or I try to do another YouTube video. I'm not spending my time watching too many of the streamers because I can't manage to do my own YouTube videos. So I'm sorry, I didn't see that. So I guess White's intention is just simply doubling up of the rooks on the H file, and that's what is. And whatever you try to play, like H6 or something, weakens terribly. So yeah, I think rook A, H1. If you don't do that, what exactly you meant to play? Queen H6? Nah, gonna be rook F7. So if queen H6, probably we're gonna see rook F7. How exactly you're gonna do this? Therefore, just get the rook. Maybe get the rook. Or maybe you take and then you take here. This, and that. Then you take here. Yeah, but this guy's hanging. Ah, so many stuff to thinking about. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've heard he probably wrote a book or something. Yeah. Yeah, it's too deep for me to grasp the meaning of that, Santosh. I don't know. Pour water on a board. Okay. Right, rook c1 aligning itself with the black queen. So if knight plays queen will be attacked. Okay, so he managed to send the queen away. Therefore, yeah, okay, yeah. So you go back to queen aligning with on the h. No, the idea was moving the knight away and hitting the queen with the rook on c1, Vlad. So when the idea was, to attack the black queen with the rook after something like knight e2, let's say. That was the stuff. To my understanding, I think that was the thing. But again, now they are playing bullet, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I don't know how am I supposed to say that. It's they're gonna have to play like crazy maniacs again. There is a check coming here. Takes, and take. That's a problem. It is. It could be something. There is many tactical ideas, and they just have a few seconds on the clock. This is so difficult. Just a few. Trading off now the rook. I see. Okay, I might have understood it now with the. So when you write down the book, don't forget to write down the explanation for every single joke, because there are guys like myself not incredibly very brisk in their thinking. So maybe you may want to add some explanations as well. So anyway, sorry for being another disappointment again. So yeah, there is some. You can't do this now, but actually you can. I was about to say knight c5, and then I just started to doubt it. But actually, this is awesome. This is awesome. White is winning. White is winning. Vincent Keimer, Vlad. Vlad. I think you rightfully so to be rooting for Vincent. Vincent is the man. He actually does very, very interesting stuff. It's just beautiful. He wants to trade off now everything, and he's got a passer and he's got a knight. Boy, oh boy. Queen to d1. Time. Guys, look at the bullet. Look at the seconds. I can't even watch the clock. Okay, knight wants to go on e3. I guess it's an excellent... Okay. Also defending this. I guess you can't push, can you? My God. Okay, going for the promotion. I guess white should be winning here. I guess you should be winning, but... My days. Yeah, you should be winning with white, but the magic is how exactly you're going to do that in a span of a few seconds. I find it's incredibly challenging. I mean, these guys are moving faster than I think, and forget about verbalizing what I may or may not understand of what they do. I just need more time to, I can't verbalize this because I need more time to even understand. I mean, I do have some understanding. Like, for instance, queen defended f5. They try to rear out, opening up the queen, maybe moving... g5 actually is the thing. G5 is the thing. Queen g... Oh, my God. These guys are always surprising. It's crazy. They play bullet. Okay, I enjoy it to some extent, but I'm not a great fan of the bullet chess. Frankly, I prefer the classical chess. I prefer the classical chess because I want to see the best stuff that our legends, my chess idols can actually play. So I want to see the best chess they can produce, rather than seeing them blitzing or playing bullet stuff, you know. So I would rather see the best chess on the planet playing and struggling in classical chess. In bullet is just fun, but I'm pretty sure they're missing out tons of ideas. Yeah. Martin is that robot, right? I guess is that bot on the chess.com platform or something. So personally, guys, I would vote for Chess Classic any day. I would watch Chess Classic, this guys, any day. I appreciate it's funny, the bullet and blitz. It's funny. But the biggest enjoyment stems from actually classical chess. Yeah, when they play chess, yeah, I actually love seeing the struggle of ideas and the depth of ideas. Yeah, nice pun indeed. I think that's the funniest thing you've said this evening, Santosh. Indeed, that's the funniest thing you said. Yeah, I enjoy the chess ideatic, the struggle indeed very much, and I want to see the best chess. And the best chess, to my opinion, stems from the classical chess. If there is a checkmate in 15 moves or something and someone sees it, that's a thing. That's just a thing. Or it's some fabulous tactics, that's also amazing. So, people, we've got 2-1. I think I'm going to put the lights on. I'm gonna put the lights on, and I think I kind of like finished the coffee now. 3 large cup of coffees. Okay, I'm gonna put another puzzle. I'm gonna put the lights on, and then we'll take it from there. Let me put the lights on. Okay, something like that. All right, where were we? With this puzzle here. So now, guys, that's where you're actually coming into place, because you guys see the solution already, I'm sure. If I were to take this bishop, if I were to take it, that is, and if the queen were to take, and if I were to take, I would get checkmated. But I would not get checkmated because rook will be taken with check. Yeah, that's another inspired pawn indeed. You better copy paste those stuff, man. Prepare your stand-up comedy. Prepare for success. Right, so again, rook takes hopefully deflects the queen away from protecting the rook, which would take with tempo check. That probably enough for win. Now, if we take, they can't take on f because rook just simply would take the black queen. I think fabulous, Vlad. We're gonna look at that stuff for sure. If Magnus doesn't play, again, if they don't play, we're gonna look at your stuff, Vlad. So now I guess we should be taking here, right? Is there any other trickstery I'm not aware of? I'm gonna take it. Oh yeah. Okay. We kind of did it. Nope, because I'm getting checkmated. Therefore, I gotta figure out a way to defend against the checkmate and do something about the E. So how exactly am I supposed to do this? How exactly am I supposed to do this? You want to take the knight. Okay, I'm assuming queen takes the knight. Sorry, queen takes the queen, right? Is that what you want to do? Are you absolutely positive about this? Huh? Queen g5. Hello, Dizzy. Good to see you. How's it going, brother? Good to see you, man. So, if queen g5 and queen e1, I guess that's about it. Oh, bishop g5. Yes, bishop g5. It's that absolutely. In my panicking mode, I was already looking desperately to moving that queen somewhere safe, but I should be looking for counterattack ideas. Yes, that's just fabulous. Sorry, I'm panicking way too often. Yes, totally. It's good to having you guys because I mean you do it and I get the points. That's just amazing. Okay, so now we can conclude with like a billion extra pawns and with the rook, which is currently dormant, but as soon as we launch the rook, that's the end of it. That is just the end of it. Okay. You guys are really amazing puzzle solvers. Hey, they started right now. I don't know. You gotta look for it, man. Streaming. Sorry. Okay. So they started now. Dennis White. So guys, feel free to make the best predictions here. So let's see who's more accurate. And probably he gonna get it. But Lazovic, I think he just wants to prove something. Well, if you trade off the queens, I don't know what you are going to prove if you keep trading stuff here. I would risk it too, Dizzy. I would absolutely risk it too. I mean, why not? Why the hell not? I mean, you play Magnus, I don't know, maybe once or twice in a lifetime or something. Why wouldn't I risk it? Of course I would play for a win. If I was Lazovic, I would play to beat him, to beat Magnus. Of course. What's the point if not doing that? I mean, why would you play if not at least try to? That's the whole idea. You've got to go and try to beat the best. That's the whole stuff. Why would you play anything competitive if you wouldn't do that? At least as a mindset, at least as an attitude. Yeah, I don't know how funny that is, Santosh, but I appreciate. Yeah. King E7. Why to play here? I guess you don't really want to trade things. Especially if you want to win, you need your resources. So probably you wouldn't want to just trade like a maniac now, everything. You would like to keep your guys on the board. This is a pin. This is a pin. I guess black wants to trade everything. Wei. Is she a strong blitz player? I guess she is if she's leading the blitz format. So I guess she is a strong blitz player. Fabulous. Some people are so fast. It's just amazing. Yeah. Just amazing. All right. If it wasn't for these guys, very likely we would have looked at the super bet in Poland. If it wasn't for this, I think I'm a little bit biased. Well, we all are. So rook to c seems to be playable here. You're still in a pin. Well, where do you go now? Exactly. So rook has to play. Where? This is a little bit disconcerting. Check. Oh, it's check and then you take this guy. Of course, that was the whole tactic. It's just displayed, Santos. Just, I don't know. Check on the page. Check. That was a very nice tactic indeed, Dizzy. That was a very nice tactic. Really nice tactic indeed. Yes, he was. Totally. The king shouldn't be there. The bishop should exist. So you need to make some space for that bishop. Probably e3, because I really can't figure out another way to get the bishop in the game. This one takes forever, and it's not guaranteed they're gonna do anything. On the other hand, okay, this is weird. How do you get the bishop in the game, people? How do you... It's good, guys. If you saw it, that's amazing. Really. I think that's just fabulous stuff. The more you can predict or you can understand moves exactly like a Super GM does, the closer you get to the same type of understanding. Santosh, let's just keep it chess applicable now. Rook attacking the rook. So you wanna move that rook somehow. You don't wanna play knight b3. It just feels weird because bishop d5. Well, bishop d5 and then it's just, what do you do here? Do you play knight b3? Then rook takes, knight takes, and then rook. Black is doing. It's just simply black attacks more. 3 minus, 3 minus, 1, 2, 3, 6, 4, 5. I think black is just simply positionally attacking more. They're doing better than white. They're just doing better than white. It's better than white. I'm going to do some. I think I'm going to give it a minus 0.50. I don't know. No, plus 0.26. But why does it feel... Yeah, probably I'm biased. I'm just biased. It just feels weird in this position. I have to play something with this rook, and I don't know where to get the rook. I don't know where to move. I'm not satisfied with the rook. What? I mean, I'm going on a1, and then rook c. I mean, I just don't like it. Maybe the engine sees everything absolutely fine. But for me as a human thinker, I just feel uncomfortable with getting rook. I don't know where. Where do you get the rook, by the way? Okay, he sort of... Okay, knight c4. Knight c4. Okay. Knight b6. f3. Pushing the bishop away. The bishop has to go. Probably g6. I absolutely believe you're going to say that, Dizzy. I know you're a very serious chess player, so whatever you say, I tend to believe you. And so bishop g6. But maybe bishop g6. You actually want to take all those light squares. b1, g6. Rook c8 was an amazing move by black. Absolutely. Totally. Bishop d5. Okay. But we knew that this was going to happen. Trading. But as you said, guys, draw would be everything. More than enough for Magnus, I guess. So if he goes for the draw, then... Okay, let's see if something else might happen. Any tradings gets closer to the end. Bang, boom, I don't know. Bang, and takes, and moves, and probably draw. Or who knows? Who knows? What do you play? Bishop e2? So that you can take with the king and connect the rooks? I mean, I'm not very proud about this idea, but would allow white maybe to dream about connecting the white rooks? Maybe. You know, maybe. Bishop e2. Bishop e2. But it's just... And then maybe king f2. If they don't take. If they push this, you're going to push this guy, creating a passer. Daisy, sometimes you got to think about passive stuff because they... I mean... Yeah. Alright. Cheers, man. Take care. Take care. See you next time. Bishop takes c4. Okay, we did say about that idea as well. Bishop takes c4, knight takes c4, and then what do you take with? You take probably with the knight to avoid keep trading pieces. So if knight takes, knight's gonna take, and you don't want to trade pieces because if knight takes and rook takes, obviously Magnus gonna take, and then you're gonna take, and then rook c8, and it's getting closer and closer probably to some sort of draw. He didn't even take, he wants to double up on the c file. So now what do you play? You have to connect the rooks, of course. And rook's gonna move here. And then what do you play? What do you move now? King d3. Again, I don't like it. You can't move the bishop. That must be horrible, not being able to moving the bishop. What do? Create a passa? Do you push the pawn, right? I don't think you take. I think you push the pawn. At least that's all you got. That's not good because it's more checks coming, guys. So I guess you don't take on e5, but rather you push the pawn forwards? Am I correct, Dizzy? What do you think? Would you push the pawn or would you take the black pawn? Sorry. If you take this guy, you're going to be inviting black at some point. So, oh, okay. You comfortable with rook d8? Are you comfortable with rook d8, I guess? I would push the bloody pawn. I'm just a little bit too concerned, maybe. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I would push. I would push. I don't want to open up the D because it's already very uncomfortable for white as it is. So why would you open up the D for black to check your king with the rook and stuff? Okay. Finished all the coffee now. I think the wisest thing was actually to pushing pawn d4 to d5. I think that was the wisest thing. I like to think that was the wisest thing. It felt incredibly, I mean, the most solid way to be dealing with. Now you got a chance to play perhaps a rook h to c1. Now you got a chance. Rook h to c. Rook h to c1. It could be some other stuff you may want to play. But that one feels... Okay, bishop b3. Uh-huh. Check. Where do you go? e3? e2? I don't... Of course, you're not going to go on the c. But you're going to move king... Well, you have to play out of check. So which way is going to be? Maybe e3 in case you want to play f4 at some point, guys. What do you think about this? You go e3, maybe. Maybe, just saying. Maybe you could support an f4 at some point. Just saying. Maybe. It's difficult. It's difficult, and now he's already playing blitz. Soon to be... Yeah, there you go, king e3. Probably that was one of the... some other ideas. Bishop being attacked now. What do you play? Where do you go? Where do you go with the bishop? You got to go here, because if you go here, it's check, and you're going to drop the bishop. So you got to play bishop d. And still going to happen a pin, and still going to happen this. Well, you got a knight. It's not going to happen. Or it might happen. What did just... Yeah, he's attacking the bishop. Do you take the pawn? Sorry, do you take the knight on e6? If you don't take the knight, and if you play, say, this, you also got this. And it's further pressure. Perhaps a pin coming with rook c3. This is just something, you know. This is probably it's Dennis's moments to try to play at a superhuman level. It's so bloody difficult playing against Magnus, most difficult chess-wise on the planet. Well, not more difficult than to play against Stockfish 16 then. I guess playing the robot is the most inconvenient stuff. Still have a chance playing against Magnus. Maybe he gets distracted by it. But the engine, gonna eat you alive. Every single time. And bullet now, guys. Bullet for Dennis. Bullets for Dennis and Magnus is actually having 5 minutes. So yeah, you kind of try to take that one because there was just too much with that. Oh my God, he's just cleaning everything. And he created the passer. Oh man, he created the passer. He created the passer. Even if you do the... Okay, that's nice stuff. But I guess you can just move yourself out of check, maybe. There could be another check here. Of course. I mean, if you don't go on the 7th rank, I don't know where. And if you don't keep checking, I don't know where. But if you check, they're going to move. Well, you have to move because you're in check, if that were to happen. But this guy is a passer. Therefore, that makes me think that probably black is doing better. Maybe black's doing better here because you got a pass a pawn on the a file. And there is another thing that doesn't really work for Dennis, and that is the time. 18 seconds. You can't play 18 seconds versus Magnus in this scenario here. This is awful. Pinning the knight. You can't move the rook. I mean, you got to keep the rook here because if this were to happen, you're going to be dropping more. It's just terrible. Okay. But I guess you take... Yeah, that's something. Probably you got to try this. You have to try this. You're already in trouble because you got 16 seconds on the clock. You know, if you were to look at Dennis' perspective. You play Magnus, you got 16 seconds. What do you want to do? I mean, it's already difficult as it is. Try to move the king out of the pin maybe at some point. Move out of the pin. I don't know. Black takes. If black takes, obviously you're going to take back with G. Exactly. So that was quite automatic. Very automatic. So you got these guys here. Then maybe you want to move out of pin. I don't know. If there is another check, you're going to move. Maybe. Maybe. Try to push this guy at some point as a counter game to this guy. And the most, you know, I'm really sorry because Dennis does not have Magnus's time. So whatever Dennis is going to do is going to have to be super fast. And this particular, yeah, okay, so Magnus goes for the draw, I guess. That creates a little bit of a... man, you gotta be so careful. Okay, that's a pin. Well, we know that. That is a pin. Knight can't move, but king can move. Well, king might be playing even this. King moved away from the pin. We might have a check here. We might have... I mean, knight c4 springs to mind, but, you know. Well, no, rook's being attacked. Hell, you can't do this. You can't do this. Rook is hanging. Aw. Yeah, Vlad, I know, man. I mean, we all love chess. Maybe some of us, we love it too much. Difficult for white. Passer here, two guys here, checks coming from everywhere. They may want to play this. Well, okay, let's just see what happens. Whose turn is it? Magnus' turn. He's got like 4 minutes. Well, you want to go for checks, right? Or you're going to push this guy? You're going to go for checks. Then the king's going to go here. He can't defend the a-pawn. So the a-pawn... Oh my god, what a move. Completely unexpected move. I mean, that was unexpected, man. Okay, that was unexpected. It was. Well, you got yourself another check if you really want to do this. But then I suspect the king can just attack you. Exactly. Well, that's a check. You got to move away. My god. This is so bloody difficult to play this. Pinning the pawn. This is so difficult to play. You need all the possible time to playing this. Probably it's a draw. I mean, two pawns, and you got to draw. Probably it's a draw. Wait a minute. Let me just know it for sure objectively. Yeah, guys. It's 0.00. Oh, okay. People are going to mess it up. But that's supposed to be kind of like a draw. The problem for Dennis, you got 6 seconds. So it's a massive problem. It's a massive problem. What if Dennis wins it? I think he needs to try. He needs to try to win it. He needs to try to win it. Definitely he needs to try to win it. My god. That's exactly what it does. Gee. Can you play rook here? Can you do check? Well, you can do check, then king's gonna... No, he wants to create space for the pawn to advance. What do you play? Because the rook is gonna check you. And probably now it's gonna be a draw. Where do you get that? Oh, you're actually taking the pawns. Taking this guy? My god. Then is definitely... No, man, that's just about it. Sorry, again, you know, drawing with Magnus twice, I think it's an achievement in itself. It's a fabulous player, Denis Lazovic. Absolutely fabulous player. Absolutely fabulous player. He might have been at some point, Dizzy, at some point. If you saw that plus 0.77, maybe he was winning, perhaps. But it's so psychologically charged. I mean, come on, this is a draw. We kind of knew it. We felt it. And we knew it. Yeah, there was something here, right? What? Here. It was a win here. What is the plan for White to... Mind you, maybe Lazovic would have won this with more seconds. Why are you supposed to be playing here to win it? That's what I would have played. I would have played King E6. But that's what he played. But now apparently you don't do a bloody thing because the king's going to move. You're not having any checkmate, any nothing. That's not the winning move. That's not the winning move, man. And I so much understand why you do it, because as a human, you want to play King E6 because you want to attack the rook, and you want to you want to checkmate the black king, and you attack the rook. It makes a lot of sense. But try seeing that as a human yourself when you play it. So what's the winning move? I'm not going to ask the engine. You tell me what's the winning move here, and I'm going to think myself. How do you win this? How do you win it? And seemingly, the most I give time to the engine, the better opinion the engine has about White's position. How do you actually capitalize on this with White? What do you play? Rook A6, says Vlad. Do you play King E4? But what's the bloody deal? No, sorry. Is it King D6? But what's the difference? What's the winning move? Why Rook A6? King D6 and E6. Okay, what's the thing with this repositioning? King D6, B. This? Could it be King D6 and then you push? Let's find out the objective truth. Yeah, King D6. King D6, G5 or whatever. E6, exactly as I had drawn the line. Yes, King D6. But you need a bit more than 8 seconds to actually conclude this idea. And by the way, what's the freaking difference in between King D6 and... Oh, of course there is a difference. So it dawned upon me. King to E6 places the king right in front of the advancing pawn. Therefore, it creates the illusion that actually threatens checkmate and threatens the rook. But actually it doesn't bloody win because you're blocking your own advancing pawn. Whereas King D6 prepares this guy and doesn't block his own pawn. So actually that was the winning card for White. But it's incredibly difficult conclusion to come up with. This is this is very difficult. When you're playing bullet, this is absolutely nuts. No, it was winning. This is the winning. This is the winning moment. This is the turning point for White. It's incredibly difficult to find it, King D6, because you're now blocking your pawn. That's how I see it. King D6, G5, E6. There you go. The engine says E6. Rook A6, King D7, yeah. King E6 is totally 99.99 in the blitz. No, it's not even blitz. I'm sorry, this is bullet. This is not blitz. This is bullet now for Denis. This is bullet, man. It's just bullet now. There's no blitz. I'm sorry for Denis. Had an opportunity, but time is a killer. Time is a killer. It's just a killer. Super drama. 2505, Vincent. Guys, by the looks of it, I think Magna's going to play Vincent, but not tonight. Is there going to be any other rounds? Magnus 2-5 to 1-5 and Vincent 2-5 to 0-5. I don't know if they're going to be playing. Okay, let's just hit another puzzle and we'll take it from there. Let's just do another quick puzzle here. Hey, F7 looks like a major weakness here. I'm not sure which way should I be taking. I mean, like bishop or queen. If I take with the bishop, I'm winning the rook. It might be. If I take with the queen, I give a check, then king goes right here. So what exactly are you going to play? It probably has something to do with this guy as well. So bishop here, this guy's going to go here. They're not going to go on the F file where the queen is, right? Because then there's going to be some discovered ugly discussion. Yes, exactly, Dizzy. Yeah, that's exactly as I said. Yeah. It's something to do with this, it's something to do with that, along this line. But let me consider a bit bishop takes f7. Let me just look at this one, just for a second. I might be wrong. This guy goes here, right? Okay, then if you capture, the queen has to take. Okay, then could you perhaps thinking about this? Do you think that's maybe it's no checkmate? Maybe it's actually just grabbing material from them? Sorry for not being more creative. Bishop f7, king a, you're gonna take the rook, queen's gonna take, and then rook to e8. Could it be just grabbing more stuff from them? I mean, there is no check and knight is being hit. There is no reinforcement. We are a piece down. True. Maybe there's something else. Okay, queen takes. This guy goes. Knight e5. That might be true. That might be. Do you think it's... No, it's gotta be something with f7 now. Whatever we do, it has to be with f7. But I'm not sure if it's queen or bishop, though. I'm not sure if it's queen or bishop, Daisy. Queen or bishop. And why? Queen or bishop, and why exactly would that be? Say it again. Bishop and knight sack, says Vlad. Bishop and knight sack, says Vlad. But it takes a billion years. Oh my god. Yeah, but you take the rook, and then you're going to take the knight. Let's put it this way. I'm going to give up a bishop. I am going to take away a rook and a knight. And after I take the rook and the knight, I'm going to have two rooks, two minors, and queen. And they're going to be having three minors and rook and queen. And it's so... Queen f7, king h8, knight e5, rook f8, queen g8, rook g8, knight f7. Yes, that sounds very clean. Queen f7, rook h8, queen g8, knight plays, knight e5. Are you sure rook f8? Are you sure rook f8 exactly? So you said rook f8, I understand. What if not rook f8? What if there is something else? But maybe we're gonna have resources. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's knight g6 somewhere. After knight e5, queen g8, rook g8, knight f7. No, wait. This, that. Knight e5. What if it's something else? Maybe. Oh man, they're always challenging. Could it be knight e5 now, or it's just horrendously slow? Knight e5 is just like a billion preparation. It's not gonna work probably. Oh man, is it bishop? Hey. Bishop takes, king moves, h8. Bishop takes, knight takes. Knight e5, I'm threatening f7. Yeah, but then they play billion things. No, queen's going to take. It's not going to work. Bishop moves, takes, rook here. I don't know. I don't see the checkmate with queen g8 and things. Oh man, I was right in my feelings. Daisy. I mean, I don't see the stuff with queen f7, so I've decided to go with bishop f7. I didn't see, but this one at least I saw something. Was I correct when my assessment with bishop takes, queen takes, rook e1? Just try to keep it nice and simple and efficient, if that's possible. Do you think that might be the correct way to play this? I would like to be more creative, but I don't know. What? Bishop e8, queen e8. Knight e8. Yes. Yeah. That's another element. Yeah. That's another element. But maybe they've got all sorts of stuff to do. Takes. I understand. You play knight e5, but maybe they go with God knows what move. Knight f6. They play knight f6, Daisy. So if we take and queen takes a knight e5, the guy plays knight e6, knight f6, that's it. You got nothing. I'm not even know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. Let me ponder over just a bit more. Let me look again. Bishop takes, queen takes, rook here. Sorry, I just want to be just very simple this evening. Rook e1. Can I do just this? Well, they can, I guess. No, that's horrendous. It can't be. I don't know. I don't know. It maybe it is. That's what I saw in the very opening. In the first second of the puzzle, I saw this sequence. But am I right? Am I correct? Maybe bishop g6. We have to investigate bishop g6, guys. Maybe it's queen. But that's too slow. Maybe it's rook. Maybe bishop takes. Bishop takes, queen takes. Rook plays. No, man, come on. Yeah, come on. We gotta be nice and simple. I saw this stuff in the first 2-3 seconds. Bishop takes. Now it's gotta be rook e1. Come on. Rook e1. Whatever. Knight can't take. Bishop takes. That's it. Come on. Come on. Leave me alone, man. That was the first seconds I've seen that. You know what's the problem with these puzzles? It's not that you don't see them. You see them and then you just don't believe yourself, you know? I said I'm going to end up with 2 rooks, 2 minors, and queen. And the knight is pinned. So I'm going to take that guy off the board. Regardless, I'm going to take that knight. So I'm doing a little bit better than black. It's not like guaranteed you're going to be winning very quickly, but you can play it for victory. And actually, let me see what advantage would be here for white. There is advantage because you got like 2 rooks, right? So as soon as you get your guys in action, you should be okay. You should be okay. Hold on a second. It's a plus 230. This guy is going to be captured. Can't be defended. So this guy is going to fall with tempo, exactly as Vlad said. And you need to figure out how to, either move this guy or this guy. I'm not sure just yet. We need to think about this. But I guess you always have this kind of stuff that might be coming into play. You got some d3. You got some bishop coming out, trading off this guy. So I think yesterday, 2 or 3 puzzles, I messed them up because I just doubted myself very much. But I saw the bloody solution in the first second. I've seen it and then I didn't believe myself. And I started to complicate myself. And I messed it up, thinking that, it's got to be something incredibly unseen. Sometimes it's just simple and efficient. You got more material, go for this. Oh, by the way, Dizzy, before you joined us today, we had a puzzle in which the solution was perpetual check. It was a perpetual check, the solution. Can you actually believe that? I saw the perpetual check, but I refused to play it because I said to myself, it can't be perpetual check. I said, no, it can't be perpetual check. Come on, that's just not possible. But it was. It was perpetual check. It happens once every 1,000 puzzle. All right, it's Magnus actually going to play another one, or we just calm down? Okay, we'll do another puzzle, folks, and probably not, probably not, probably not. I can see there is something with the F, but not as long as this guy is here. So probably, well, there's a check, but that doesn't mean a bloody thing. No. Queen takes, rook takes, knight plays, but then no, you're losing. That's not it. No, you got to look at other ideas. Let me see. Check here. Let me see what's going on. Check here. This guy's going to play here. What have I gotten? I need to sort out the check. If I sort out this check, I'm free to move the guy. But maybe... Oh! It's check. They move. Probably. And then you're going to do this. Yeah. So you're going to check the king whilst you are defending e2 square against the rook e2. After queen c4, the king goes wherever the hell the king goes. I don't know. Let them think about it. We don't care about wherever they move the king. Our concern is that we are able to play knight f5, and we're hitting two heavy pieces, and we got no issue with rook e2. So if Desi also gives me the thumbs up, that means I might be. It's a big chance I'm correct. No, queen e6 doesn't work, of course, because there is a knight and things. So whoop, yep. Now I guess that should be just cutting it. That's about it. Yes. Well, that's just pretty much bluff. I'm going to take this guy, and that was quite cool. So, fellas, let me see. Was this the last stuff this evening? No more Vincent Keimer? No more nothing? No. So, folks, what's going to happen tomorrow? Schedule. Winners. May the 12th, losers quarterfinals, 5:30 p.m. 5:30 p.m. GMT. Okay. I'm going to be around tomorrow, Sunday. He's giving interview. Okay. Probably Nakamura would say I literally do not care, but we do care. So, oopsie. Right. So, guys, thank you all, guys. Thank you very much, people. And we'll see you tomorrow, folks. Thank you for your wonderful ideas. You guys are the best. And I'll see you tomorrow for the losers quarterfinal. And we're going to do more puzzles. Thank you, Vlad, Desi, the rest of the gang. Santosh, Vlad, Desi. Yeah, I think I've pronounced your usernames. I might have missed one or two, guys. Apologies. Great. See you, folks. Take care of yourselves. And I'd like to see you again tomorrow. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, or good night. Depends where you are, of course. I mean, I drank so much coffee now that I guess it's probably good morning now. I mean, I had too much coffee. It is 9, but I feel like it's good morning. I don't know what to say. Oh, blimey. All right, fellas. Take care. See you soon, folks. Good.